In the Dragon Ball Super Chapter 72 spoilers, we see that Granola, using his sniping abilities, is almost able to snipe off Goku and Vegeta with an unexpected energy beam, and you can see the frustration on Goku's face, the surprise, as he didn't expect such an attack out of nowhere. I believe that Granola's Cerulean Eye is kind of like the Sharingan, and it very well may be the perfect counter to Ultra Instinct, allowing him to read Goku's moves before he even makes them, which could give him the upper hand, meaning Ultra Instinct will meet its match. That's coming up right after this message from our sponsor.
Oh look, a care package from Raid, Shadow Legends. I wonder what's in there. Oh my god! What is that, vile beast? Nice doggy. Good doggy.
It's time to take down a Demon Lord in Raid Shadow Legends. With 11 brand new champions and 200 new missions, there's 5 tough new levels to almost every dungeon in the game. Complete them all and earn yourself the legendary Dragon Warrior Ramantu. It's never been easier to get into Raid, which you can start right now for free by clicking the link in the description. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. One of my favorite aspects of the game is all of the incredible looking champions you can play and customize to build the most powerful team imaginable. Start your game now by clicking the link in the description and earn tons of free rewards so you can jump right into battle. Now, it's hard to say at this point because we haven't gotten too much explanation. Does Goku have Ultra Instinct on at this point, or does he have to close his eyes in order to activate Ultra Instinct in his base form? As we saw him training with Whis on Beerus's planet, once he learned how to use Ultra Instinct in his base form, his eyes were closed the entire time. And we do also have this spoiler image of the chapter that's coming out, and you can see that Goku's eyes are closed with Vegeta as they're charging in. So presumably Goku doesn't always have Ultra Instinct on. It seems like in order to use it in his base form, he has to have his eyes closed, but it's really hard to say at this point. Now, what I think is interesting is the Cerulean Eye, the sniping ability that's gained from it. We've seen Granola wear his little eyepiece. It's like a magnifying scope, and you're kind of led to believe that he would be wearing that to amplify his eye powers because it would give him extra range or something like that. But as we saw him use his eye power before, he took the scope off, presumably meaning that his scope is hindering his eye. Like, it could be something like Cyclops from X-Men. You know, he wears the eyepiece so that lasers don't just shoot out of his eyes. It could be like Kakashi, how he hides his Sharingan. So maybe he wears the eyepiece just so that he sees like a normal human, because when he takes the eyepiece off, perhaps it uses a lot of ki and it distorts his vision or something like that. Hopefully we'll get an explanation there. But I feel like when he takes the eyepiece off, that's when he's ready to use the real ability of the eye. Now, this eye power could potentially be a perfect counter to Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct moves the body on its own, and it's also tremendously fast. But what if that sniping ability somehow gives him the ability to predict the movements that Ultra Instinct will make, or allow him to use abilities like Ki Blast and Ki Beams that are so fast that even Ultra Instinct can't dodge it. This could be the reason why Vegeta needs to learn Hakai, and maybe he Hakai's Granola's eyeball or something like that. At some point in this arc, Vegeta is going to use Hakai to win a battle or save the day somehow. And it very well may be in this next upcoming battle. It's possible that Granola is the perfect counter to Ultra Instinct. That might not mean that he's necessarily stronger than Goku, but if his eye power is a perfect counter to the abilities of Ultra Instinct, he may be able to get the upper hand. However, I don't see how Vegeta would be able to accomplish anything that Goku can't at this point, because Goku is so far ahead of Vegeta here in the manga. So we have the presumably still the strongest in the entire universe, Granola. We still don't know if that's true since the time skip. There's a 3-month time skip with Goku and Vegeta training on Beerus's planet. The wish to be the strongest in the universe was made before that, and it's very possible that they are now have surpassed him because he is at his potential. Granola literally cannot get any stronger, at least he shouldn't be able to, for the rest of the arc. So even if Goku and Vegeta lose somehow to Granola in this battle and they survive, it's very possible that Goku and Vegeta, the Saiyans who continually get stronger no matter what, have infinite potential, will eventually surpass him. Now the real question though is, how is Granola going to beat Ultra Instinct. Mira said that nobody should be able to beat you if you're in Ultra Instinct, but perhaps he wasn't accounting for Granola. He wasn't accounting for a Cerealian that has 200 years worth of training and a very unique sniper eye that could potentially somehow give him the advantage against Ultra Instinct. Remember, they have to somehow write ideas that will allow them to make Ultra Instinct lose. Mira saying that Ultra Instinct won't lose to anyone wrote themselves into a hole, because now how are you going to make anyone strong enough to beat Ultra Instinct? How can you contradict that statement from Miras? Perhaps Granola is the only person, because of his bloodline ability, that can defeat Ultra Instinct. Like, imagine it's the Sharingan and he's able to see the movements of Ultra Instinct where normal eyes could not. That could potentially give him the upper hand, and we also don't really know what the extent of his other abilities are. We saw him turn a rock into dust, which kind of looked like Hakai, but it's not, and we saw him moving tremendously fast, which kind of looked like Ultra Instinct, but probably not. We saw him lift a giant boulder with just ki, so he's gonna have some crazy abilities without even using his eye, but once he starts using that eye, that's where the tide of the battle is going to shift. Now, undoubtedly, Goku will turn into the silver-haired, silver-eyed form eventually, as Whis told him save that as a last resort. The question is, will that be strong enough to beat whatever Granola's crazy eye powers are? This battle could go a couple different ways. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta could lose and survive and train and come back later, just like they did in the Moro arc, getting strong enough to gain the upper hand, or they could just straight up beat Granola right here, learn his motives and his backstory, and then approach Frieza with him. As far as what happens there, I don't know if Goku will get involved and protect Frieza or not, and that's honestly what I'm really curious about. No matter what happens with this battle that's about to happen between Granola and Goku and Vegeta, Granola has to meet Frieza at some point and try to take out his revenge. Now, at the same point that Goku, Vegeta, and Granola are fighting each other, two of the Heaters are going to search for the Dragon Balls on planet Cereal. They still haven't said exactly what their wish is. Elec apparently wants to take over the universe, he wants Frieza's army, and he wants to control the universe, but as I've said in previous videos, I think there is a very, very good chance that they're going to use the same wish that Granola did in order to become stronger than everybody else, and we could potentially see Goku, Vegeta, Granola, and Frieza versus the Heaters. You could have some all-out war if they also wish for their full latent potential granted. And I kind of have a feeling that's where this arc is going. Granola may be the perfect person to counter Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct may meet its match with Granola's sniper eye, because it could give him, just like in Naruto, the Sharingan, allowing him to see movements way faster and easier than the normal eye, allowing him to counter those movements. It could be the perfect counter to Ultra Instinct, and that's what I'm really curious about. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that Granola's eye should be the counter to Ultra Instinct? Do you think that's fair? Do you like that? Or do you think that Goku and Vegeta are just going to completely stomp Granola right here and right now? Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, smash that bell button, and thumbs up the video so you can get that content as soon as it's released.